Hi guys, welcome back to the Local Foods kitchen. Today we're going to be bringing back an oldie but goodie. It's our Local Foods lean turkey meatloaf. This dish is great because it has a lot of rich and savory home-cooked flavors. The macros for this dish, we have 458 calories, 20 grams of fat, 42 grams of protein, and 27 grams of carbs. We have ground turkey. We use 93% lean. Whole wheat breadcrumbs, our seasoning. We have egg whites, and that's really going to keep the turkey meatloaf together. A little bit of cheese, and we top it off with our tomato sauce. First thing we're going to do before we actually start mixing our ingredients, we're going to saute our veggies. We have our diced red bell peppers and diced yellow onions. So I'm going to start our saute pan, turn on the heat, put a little olive oil. So we've turned on our heat and coating the pan with olive oil. We'll let this get nice and hot. And I like to make sure that we have all our ingredients measured out, set aside, and fully prepped. That way, when you're actually cooking the recipe, you can focus on cooking the dish, not gathering your ingredients together. And you're more likely to have a successful end product. Once our skillet is nice and hot, we're just gonna lightly saute the onions and red bell peppers, keeping in mind that when we put the turkey meatloaf together, the veggies are still gonna cook in the oven. So we don't wanna cook them all the way through, but just enough so that they have color. Once you get a nice sizzle, we're gonna add all of our veggies. So we have the diced yellow onions, and our beautiful red bell peppers. And again, just a nice light golden brown. Next, we're going to add all of our ingredients into a large mixing bowl. So we start off with our ground turkey. And then I like to add in our seasoning. We have our salt. We like to use kosher. Fresh chopped garlic, fresh chopped parsley, and then we use dried oregano. We also have our mozzarella cheese, and we use part skim milk mozzarella. And again, this is to help out with our macros. Now, once our veggies are sauteed, we're going to add this into our large mixing bowl as well. The last two ingredients we're going to add are our binding ingredients. So we have our whole wheat panko crumbs. And whole wheat panko is just Japanese style breadcrumbs. Gives it that nice crispy texture. And then we're gonna add in our egg whites. And now we're really going to incorporate and mix all of our ingredients so we have even flavors. We don't wanna over mix the meat, so I'm trying to fold the ingredients, because if you start to over mix protein, it starts to get really tense and you kind of get that Play-Doh flavor or Play-Doh look. So we really just want to gently mix our ingredients. And now we're ready to shape our meatloaf. So what I like to do is line our loaf pan with a little bit of Pam. And we're not going to actually bake the meatloaf in the pan. We're just going to shape it. Now that we have our loaf pan lined, we're going to take our entire batch and gently place it into our loaf pan. We're going to use the loaf pan to now shape our meatloaf. I don't want to press too hard, because then what happens is your meatloaf will actually get stuck in the meatloaf pan. And what we'll do is we'll flip it over and actually take it right out of the loaf pan. Now that we have our turkey meatloaf shaped in an even rectangle, we're taking our tomato sauce and we're going to drizzle it right over the top. And then I'm going to evenly distribute it so you have a nice layer of tomato sauce. And it's okay if some of it falls to the side. You can just pick it right up and bring it right back up to the top, and again even it out. We're just getting a nice even coat. And this kind of serves as the sauce of the dish, and it gives it a little bit more moisture. And it might take a couple tries, but when you feel like you have a nice even layer, set aside our tools. Now I have the oven preheated at 350 degrees. This is going to bake for about 45 minutes or until it's cooked all the way through. I like to cook it about halfway, maybe about 25, even 30 minutes, and then we'll check the meatloaf. We'll take it out of the oven. I'll take a look at it. It'll still be half baked, and then we'll rotate our sheet pan in the oven and cook it for the remaining time. Now that we have our turkey meatloaf fully cooked, we're going to portion out our pieces. So this loaf here gives us nice 4 portions. I'm using a serrated knife. Sometimes it's called a bread knife. And that just means that it has the teeth. And that way when we're cutting through our loaf, it's really kind of tearing through with the little teeth. So we're just gonna get a nice even cut all the way through. And then we are going to take our container. We're serving our meatloaf with just fresh spinach, about a cup. And then we're going to take our meatloaf. I'm gonna try to keep it in a nice, beautiful shape. I'm gonna plate it right to the side. And what'll happen is when you microwave this dish and you're ready to enjoy, the moisture from the turkey meatloaf will be absorbed by your spinach, so you have nice, almost sauteed spinach with your turkey meatloaf. And thanks again for watching.